Hi, I have been inspired by this book, The Gene Keys, and I am inspired to share some of it because the people that I've been hanging out with are very concerned about a lot of things going on. And I just thought I would give you this piece of hope from the 55th Gene Key. The 55th Gene Key is a very long one. It's about 20 pages long, and I haven't gotten through it all yet because I keep getting fascinated by just these little parts. So I want to read this to you, and I just want to know if you feel as fascinated as I do. In the language of the 64 gene keys, there are 64 gene keys altogether, and they have this language, believe me. The shadow state, in every single gene key, there's a shadow state, a gift state, and a siddhi state. That's SIDDHI. So anyway, we have 64 shadow states. In the language of the 64 gene keys, the shadow state is the raw material of eventual transcendence. Isn't that beautiful? That when we're in our shadow state, we are in the raw material of our transcendence. Without diving deeply into our shadows and freeing the awareness from its roots, we will never experience the elation of the vaporization of the victim consciousness. Only on those blissful vapors can we rise above the emotional depths and surf the collective wave. The collective wave, as I understand it, is the mass mind, that which is really programming us to believe a certain thing. Only on those blissful vapors of rising through the shadow state, through the emotional depths, and then we can surf the collective wave. And that's pretty inspiring to me. The rising of humanity's gifts. There are two main phases of awakening triggered by the 55th gift. The first phase is represented by this rising up of mass consciousness out of the shadows of victim consciousness. As this occurs, we will see the world as we currently know it gradually change shape. Up until now, only a small percentage of human beings have managed to escape the shadow state and deliver their gifts to the world. Only a very, very few have attained the siddhic level of consciousness. This is all exactly as it should be. Each frequency band depends on that below and above it. In other words, the more people there are transcending their shadow state, the more chance there is for someone at a higher level to make the leap into the siddhic level. It may take 100,000 people living at the gift level to provide the momentum for one being to make a leap to the siddhic level. By the same token, one person at the siddhic level provides the collective frequency for thousands to escape the lower frequency of their shadows and begin to live out their gifts. When a person is freed from the shadow state, they become a creative conduit for life itself. They also begin to fulfill their true destiny within the whole. The final destiny of the whole is represented by the 50th siddhi and the 6th siddhi, harmony and peace. This means that as a person begins to do what they love to do in life, they begin to co-create these conditions on the physical plane. As a process, this may take hundreds or even thousands of years to reach its final phase. When it does, like the dragonfly, our entire planet will mutate to its next phase of evolution in another reality represented by the 28th siddhi of immortality. This word freedom, and freedom is the acidic level of the 55th gene key. This word freedom is a dimensionless word. As we begin this process of transcending our shadows, miracles can occur in our lives. Freedom is the spirit of the 55th gene key. It is the spirit of humanity. As your awareness stretches, the spirit of freedom breaks down the barriers in your life. The fractal lines open all around you, and energy that was lying choked in a certain dimension suddenly precipitates unforeseen beneficial circumstances in your life. Every aspect of your life is interconnected. So a breakthrough at the source of your being will ripple out into all areas, some that you perhaps didn't even remember existed. This description that he gives of the perfection as it is, that each frequency, and we are all a frequency, and we are all different frequencies, every single one of us, but sometimes two of us are so alike in our frequency that we link up. And when that happens, we can support each other in this increased frequency gift. Each frequency band depends on that below and above. In other words, the more people that are transcending their shadow state, the more chance there is at a higher level to make the leap to Siddhic level. And it's so pleasant living at the gift level. It's so good. I hope you got as much out of it as I did. And I just want to say that I love you. Thank you.